All right, so Nintendo dropped one heck of a bombshell today that I can probably safely say that not a lot of people saw coming.
Mm, not really.
Well, I mean, okay, so yesterday, I'm sure a lot of people are aware that a trademark for, well, I guess it's already on the screen now, Pokemon Sun and Moon was placed by Nintendo, I believe, or was it Game Freak? Irrelevant,
Yeah,
related to Pokemon. Um, at I was not expecting this. They announced Sun and Moon today, the day after they placed the trademark. You would think that the fact that they just now placed the trademark, the game wouldn't have even been in development yet.
but no, they already got a ton of like concept art and everything.
Yeah, so we're gonna run through this trailer bit by bit here. And sorry for this not being the most elegant situation. We're kind of pressed for time because this is our second time recording this. We'll just not talk about that. And also, I have a new hard drive, so I don't have all my software that we usually use, and Shoten's computer blew up, so
And
he
I'm
has
over
nothing
here,
either.
and I've eaten half a bag of Sour Patch Kids, so I'm slowly dying.
So that's also part of the reason we haven't put out a video in a while.
My tongue is bleeding.
Okay, so starting out,
Oh,
we had the timeline thing, which actually I want to talk about. It's going
uh,
through the timeline of each release, which, okay, 96, 99 for Gold and Silver, 2002 for Ruby Sapphire, 2006 for Diamond and Pearl, 2010 for Black and White, 2013 for X and Y. No, 2016. This is the first hint that makes us believe that I don't think this is Gen 6.5. I think this is Gen 7.
I mean that's a fair reasoning because they each one that they were showing, like each little 99, 2001, all that crap, they were showing the first games of the generation that they were part of.
Exactly.
So just following patterns, that should be enough to tell you. But I don't know.
And
I
also,
got
if
some
they were
opinions
to
on
do a
that.
Gen 6.5, it would make absolutely no sense to not make Z, which
Yeah,
we will talk about here in a bit. But yeah, Gen 6.5, this is not Gen 6.5. I have no doubt in my mind that this is Gen 7. Unless they pull some crap out of their butts to make this Gen 6.5. I really don't think it is, and we'll delve more into that later. Let's start the trailer. It
I'm dying,
starts.
guys.
Shut up. Okay, we started out with some Pikachu concept art. That's not important. Here's the first important shot. It doesn't look like much at first glance, but we have Masuda here pointing at a bunch of concepts. I can't tell if it's
Masuda.
concept art.
I thought that was Jackie Chan.
Close enough. But we have a lot of. Is this models or concept art? I can't
I
really
think
tell.
this is, yeah, it's kind of hard to tell. Some are very obvious concept art,
I
but
agree.
some of
Like,
these could be like in-game stuff.
let's pull up. Where'd it go? I have a picture that I can zoom in on. Once again, I don't have the software I usually use, so this isn't very elegant. But here's some of the stuff I wanted to talk about most. Right here. This one looks like it looks like a Starbucks. It looks like a store you go into. It looks like a cafe, similar to X and Y.
Yeah, you can see it's got like little table, looks kind of like booths or
Yeah,
something,
it's
and
got the
then
tables. It's got the. You can tell that that's like the counter to make your orders. It's got like a sign, which probably has all the items you can order. Here's some more concept art for it, but it's really too blurry to tell.
it just kind of looks like a little vendor or something.
I agree. And then up here, we have something similar, but this one looks like it's in like a mall of some sort.
Yeah, definitely like an interior.
It's definitely something in a building because you can see the window here. This makes me wonder if this is going to be another like really urban game like Gen 5 and Gen 6 were. Right here,
We can hope.
I can't tell what this is. It looks at first I thought it was a face, but the more I look at it, the more I think it's probably
It
a
looks like a
building.
sidewalk or something.
Actually, it looks like the exterior of this.
It could.
Except these look like eyes. I don't I don't know what's up with that.
It could just be windows or like doorways, but yeah, that definitely looks like a building and like the sidewalk.
Yeah, maybe this is really early concept art, but I don't know. Another thing that caught my attention was down here. This looks like it could be a Pokemon Center.
Maybe.
It's too blurry to make out much, but this also looks like some sort of machinery, maybe the PC. I don't know. Your thoughts on that?
I really don't have any. That's like kind of blurry.
And
But the
that's
one
just
to the
impossible to tell what that
yeah,
is.
that picture to the left definitely looks like the outside of a Poke Center or something.
Yeah, and we actually
Wait, like go.
wait a minute.
I,
There's another thing here. I never noticed that.
I just noticed something there. Like if you go back to the cafe looking one,
Uh-huh.
that looks like a Poke Center.
Yes,
Like,
it does, right in the bottom right corner.
yeah.
So,
Or at least it's got the colors. Like red's a somewhat rare color in the Pokemon games, and it's generally used for like Poke Centers to make them stand out more.
yeah, I didn't notice that before.
Yeah.
Maybe it's gonna be like, I don't know. That is weird. But up
Well,
here,
we'll
I
have
did
to wait and
notice
see.
another thing. Right
Maybe
there is
that's the
another.
new
Gosh,
interior
stop
of a
it.
Poke Center.
There's another shot that it looks like an exterior of a Poke Center.
Yeah,
And right here, you can act. Is that the interior of a Pokemon Center?
maybe.
Let's get a closer look at that.
You walk in and then, like you hear your team or something,
What is that?
and in the back top right corner or top left is like the new Pokemart or something.
I can't tell what this is. At first, I thought it was the Pokemon Center, but it looks like something different. It looks like the inside of the building of some sort, but I can't really
Definitely.
tell you what.
You can see the doorway and what looks to be some tables.
And this looks like a Pokeball engraved into the floor. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know. It's too blurry to make it out too well, but I just caught
but
that.
it looks pretty much like a interior of a Poke Center.
Yeah, it looks like the interior of Pokemon Center, but I don't think
So
that's
maybe
what it
that's
is.
everything that's right here. This is just the making of a Poke Center.
Yeah, except
But
for
let's not
this,
dwell
I
on
don't.
it.
Yeah, let's just move on. Kiosks, buildings, something's
Potential
going
Poke
on here.
Centers.
It's just our first look at like what the environment's gonna look like. Moving on. I said moving on. Okay, there
Come
we
on,
go.
Masuda.
Okay, he's just drawing a logo. There's not really anything important in this
Yeah.
shot.
That's
Except
just
all those
the-
awesome plushies in the background.
For sure.
I want that
Dawn
Zoroark.
figure.
Do what?
There's a Dawn figure back there.
Oh yeah! Oh my God! I want it. And she has a little Piplup too. I want it.
Yeah, all that's here is just him drawing the Japanese logos for
Yes.
the Pokemon
Yeah.
games.
Yep. Okay. Oh, went too far. Went too far. Right here, we have a closer look at the Pokemons. The actual.
Well, the exterior.
Look
Yeah.
over here to the left. That
I
looks
think
like
we
a.
nailed it.
Yep, I
That's
think
the,
that is the interior of Pokemon. This
yeah,
is
that's the
like
blue
not
side.
scripted or anything. We didn't actually notice this the last time we recorded this. But
These are
yeah,
genuine reactions.
this looks like the inside of the Pokemon Center. Unless those shots are just like right next to each other, but it's too convenient. It's like this looks
Well-
like it's the inside of the Pokemon Center with the Pokemart right there.
Well, yeah, like that last picture we looked at right before we, moved on. It was kind of round like these Poke Centers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that might be it.
Let's go back to that actually.
Yeah, like if you go through the top picture,
Yeah, because that.
there's to the right, the red thing's in the center, and then
Yeah,
blue
the
one's
red
to
thing in the
left.
center, and to the left could be this, which could be like the fashion. Maybe.
Maybe?
And to the right, we have the Pokemart.
Yeah.
So this could
Mm.
just be the concept art for the Pokemon Center as a whole.
Yeah, I think it might be.
I did not notice that before.
It's pretty
until just
interesting.
now. Yeah, that is
But-
interesting.
But all right, so with these first two little parts, we have the interior and exterior of the Poke Centers.
And this looks like a step-by-step build-up of the Poke Center. It's a really weird shape.
Yeah.
It looks like a mushroom. It looks like a fungus. And I
But-
can't read Japanese, so I don't know what any of this says. So we're just gonna move on. But what else can be said? It's a Pokemon Center. You heal your Pokemons there. Here's one of the most interesting clips of the entire video. There's a lot of emphasis being placed on vehicles, and it's really interesting.
Like prior to these, vehicles haven't placed much of a role in the games, with the biggest exception being in like the GameCube version of the games, like the Coliseum and XD Gale Darkness.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you
Yeah,
had your little,
you had your little moped
yeah,
or motorcycle
yeah,
in the case of the better
Coliseum was
game.
awesome. But other than that, vehicles are they're used very sparingly in the games. With Kanto having that singular truck. Do they have anything else? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Generation 3 had the truck that you moved in at the beginning of the game that you never see again.
The one that goes haywire through the woods in Oris. Oh
Yeah.
gosh, that was funny.
Gen 5 had just that single highway,
Yeah. I can't think
And-
of any other instances.
and then Gen 6 had the taxi cabs and Lumios.
Yeah. That's
That's
only in
about it.
Lumios, too.
Yeah. So vehicles are used very sparingly, and for us to get actual concept art,
It's
And,
definitely weird that we have concept art for vehicles. Also, it's confidential, but it's in a trailer. So I thought that was pretty funny. But anyway, let's get a closer look up. Let's look at the truck
you can see
first.
that some Pokemon have interactions with them.
Yeah, we've got a Machamp, a Furfrou, and a Wobbuffet in this truck. I have no idea what that means, but Yeah, it's there. There's definitely Pokemon in that truck. So I don't know. Anything's up in the air for this. But right here is one that I wanted to talk about. An ambulance with a Pokeball on it. Does this mean you can like have your Pokemon healed on the field?
Maybe as you're just like out there grinding in the field, you occasionally get run over by an
Get run
ambulance.
over by an ambulance? That's a little counterproductive. But no,
A
I was
chance he
I was
hops
thinking
out and heals you.
it is weird that there's not a Chansey in here, considering there's a Blastoise in the fire truck, which is awesome, by the way. But yeah, I did think about it, and like if you're grinding and like run out of PP or your Pokemon all faint or something, and you're in a dire situation, call up an ambulance, pay a fee, and get your Pokemon healed without having to run to the Pokemon Center. That would be
Maybe
awesome.
it would be like if the route's out of the way, but I don't know. Maybe these are just there to be there. Maybe
Maybe.
they won't even be in the game.
Because
Who
I mean,
knows?
we do have the fire truck Blastoise. That's
That's awesome. That
obviously
better be in the game.
yeah.
That
Like,
better be the champion right there.
what if
He
there's
just
like
runs around?
what if what if there's like hazards that can happen in the game and a building can catch on fire and
The champion
Blastoise just comes and puts it out,
The regional champion just drives around with a Blastoise in the back of the truck.
pretending to be a firefighter? Okay, okay, we've dwelled on the cars enough. We just wanted to point out that it's weird that we have so much concept art for cars when it hasn't really been a prevalent thing in the series before.
Also, Wingle confirmed.
Pico. Okay, let's move on. I said that. Why is it doing that? Okay, we have this unimportant guy working on a computer. Here we have some shots of another interesting thing. I'm going to go ahead and pull up another picture because I don't want to try to freeze frame this.
Yeah.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, the most obvious thing is the image to the right, but we'll get to that. I'm actually curious on what the file name for this is. Other than Windows, because I can read that.
Yeah.
But actually, this is a bigger
But
look at the picture than what we
Yeah.
have. We'll
but
talk
if you
about
look
it more
over
later.
to the if you look over to the left, you can see some like purple roofed buildings. Looks kind of like a hotel or something. They got a car parked out in front.
Yep, car parked out in front. Looks like a pool.
Yeah.
There's a
got a, like,
slacking
slacking.
sign. So it could be like a motel or something. Because there's
Maybe.
also another sign up here in the top right. There's the slacking. It looks like a motel of sorts.
Yeah.
Especially because the pool's there. And then we've got the interior, which is probably the interior of that. I mean, it would make sense since it's right next to it.
Yeah.
We have this floor plan here, which
Could just be a
Which is weird.
basis to buildings. That, there's not much significance. Can't make out much. It's kind of blurry.
yeah, but there is a little bit of speculation that this could mean like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like building your own house. I don't think it'll happen, but it would be really cool if something like that did happen.
Yeah, I don't see it happening either. Like, I'd consider it lucky if we got a form of secret bases again, but I don't know.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go ahead and pull up this second picture right now without proceeding in the trailer because I actually want to keep this zoomed out version up. But right here we have a zoomed in version. The first thing that caught my eye with this was that red is in the concept. That is very clearly red. I don't know what he's doing in here, but he's there.
And
That
it
is
looks like he's
definitely
talking
him.
to a Hoenn rich girl.
Yeah. Her bag is like, is that supposed to be water that she's standing on? Or just a
No.
blue tile?
Yeah, it just looks like blue tiles.
But speaking of water, this looks like a gym. This looks like a water gym to me. Because we've got the signs of all the water Pokemon out front. We've even got the horsey statue, and it's got the Pokeballs. I have the hiccups. It's got Pokeballs all over everything, suggesting that it's probably a gym.
It looks like it could be. And the thing that I like wanted to point out was it looks like there's like a carport or like a drive-through type thing over there.
Mhm. So that
More-
puts further emphasis on the fact that we might be able to. What's up with this Pokeball here?
I don't know, it's just in this design. But yeah, like with that back onto the vehicle subject, it makes me think of maybe depending on how you go in the story or whatever, you can get like your own kind of like Pokemon vehicle.
10-year-olds
And,
driving vehicles.
I see it more like not you don't get to just drive through the routes and run in the grass and slaughter all the early route trash.
Just run over all the Pokemon.
I see it as a form of like quick travel, kind of like Coliseum.
Kind of like how
if
the
you wanna-
taxis and Lumios were.
That too, but like if you want to just go from one town to the next, you can fly, you can walk, or you can drive your car. or
Or
moped,
maybe it's
or
like a more dynamic.
Blastoise fire truck. I don't know.
Maybe it's a more dynamic version of the Lumio's taxi, where you
Either
can go
that
to
or
specific parts of the city
yeah, kind
and
of
you
like
actually see yourself riding in the car. Maybe that's a thing.
yeah, kind of like Coliseum. Just a little cutscene of your character driving in their vehicle.
Okay, and yeah, but something else we wanted to mention. This flag here. Do you want to go ahead and elaborate on that?
Yeah, I saw some speculation that the horsey on the flag is very reminiscent to, I think it was like Spain or something
I
like that.
think so. I think it's Spain.
Like one of the flags over there, it has like a seahorse as on their flags,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of people are saying this is very similar to some like Spanish architecture. So and Masuda went
Yeah, I
to
was just about to say that.
Spain. Yeah, he went to Spain not too long ago, a couple years ago, and he commented on how much he liked it, similar to he did with France, which eventually became Kalos.
Yep.
So I don't know. Maybe this, if it is a new region, which there's a lot of emphasizing that it is, maybe it has Spanish influence. Influence.
I did want to mention that. Speaking of him going to like Spain and enjoying the trip, and that might have tied into this.
Hmm.
He did tweet about a week before the announcement of this about like the sun and the moon being out at the same time, and that was a weird coincidence. And it's kind of weird that he posted that. Maybe that was a little teaser of what was to come. So I don't know. Masuda likes to put teasy stuff on his Twitter, so we would
Also,
not
there's a cock tease.
put it past put it past him to base this off one of his trips, just like X and Y was based off his trip to France.
Yeah.
We're gonna go ahead and keep the trailer moving. Here's one of the most interesting things, aside from the fact that what the heck is this thing next to the Pokeballs?
I have no idea. It looks like some form of plushie, but I don't know. Can't
It
draw
looks more
any
like a statue
silhouettes
to
or
me.
anything.
I don't think it's a new Pokemon. I think it's just like some
Wait a
Japanese
minute.
mythological thing. Huh?
What's that below the computer?
What are you
That looks
talking
like
about?
something that, like, if you look at his computer, to the right of the keyboard, that looks like something with like a Zygarde pattern.
It. I see what you're talking about, but I can't really make out what it is.
Me either.
I
I don't
don't
know.
think it's significant. It looks like it could be a headset. No, that's too small to be a headset.
Well,
I don't know. It's probably not important.
I mean, it just looks like it has a Zygarde pattern. But anyway, yeah, the more important part of this is the guy over there making a new model.
Yeah, we're not going to ignore that. We're going to talk about that. And it goes by real quick. So here's a model for a new Pokemon. A new Pokemon. This looks like a Fletchling at first glance, but trust me, it's not a Fletchling. I'm going to prove that to
Fletchling
you
has
right
three
now.
toes. This one has four.
Does it? Oh, yeah, it does.
Yeah, it has two in the front, two in
That's
the
not
back.
even what I was
Fletchling,
going to mention.
yeah,
Right
Fletchling
here,
just has two in the front, one in the back.
this is clearly not a Fletchling. The most significant difference is the horn on the head. This is definitely not a Fletchling. I have another picture here, which is actually, I think, the one that's in the video right now. Let's make this smaller. But here we have these side by side. This, it looks like a woodpecker.
Mm-hmm. I've seen a lot of people drawing that conclusion.
That's what I think it's a woodpecker. But this is without a doubt a new Pokemon. Without a doubt.
And as it being a woodpecker, that would be really cool because a woodpecker is a really interesting bird.
We've
I'm
never
gonna
had
call
one.
it. I'm gonna call it right now. It's gonna have the big pecs ability.
Oh no, not again.
I mean, it's a trash ability, but thematically it makes sense.
Give it not Brave Bird. Gale Wings.
Just give everything Gale Wings.
I was about to say Gale Force. I've been playing too much Fire Emblem. That's totally irrelevant. But here's also a picture, which will show up in the trailer, but I'm going to pull it up now. It's the bird
Yeah.
rendered. Another reason to say that this isn't a
They
Fletchling.
put the skin on the wireframe.
Yeah, it's rendered. But this another reason this isn't Fletchling is those feet are clearly different. And not only is the tail also different, but the collars are reversed.
Yeah.
I almost said Yayakoma. The Fletchling has a white behind and a red front. This is flip-flopped around. Is
And
there
it-
going to be another Firebird? Because it is
I
red.
I hope not.
I kind of hope so. Talonflame's pretty cool.
I don't see so, but yeah, you can see here. It's a little harder to see, but you can definitely see that the bird right here has two toes in the back, two in the front, which is very similar to woodpeckers.
In
It has
particle.
like yeah, it has like a curved tip at the top of the head, which kind of looks like the little.
Is that
wood-
I thought this was the butt.
No, that's the head.
Is it?
Yeah, because you can see like if you follow that red line, it leads you to the beak
Oh,
and
yeah.
the start of the face.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is really looking like a woodpecker, which I am totally down for.
But yeah, new Pokemon. Another reason to suggest that this is not Gen 6.5 because in the quote unquote point 5 versions of every game, there has never once been an actual new Pokemon. There's been
Just new
forms,
forms.
but not new Pokemon.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been changing a lot of stuff lately, but I really think that the pattern's going to stay the same. I think this is a new region. This is definitely a new region with the whole Spain thing, the timeline thing, the new Pokemon. There's just too much to be just Gen 6.5. So
But
those rumors
we'll
are
all
like
see in good time.
they could still do it, but I really don't think they're going to. I think this is Gen 7. We'll talk more about it at the end of the video. And every time it's not, there's the rendered again. Here's something I briefly wanted to mention. It's not too important, but they whip out a 3DS. It's a new 3DS. Do you think there's going to be any compatibility, like extra features with the new 3DS?
I really don't because I think I remember seeing a tweet saying, hold on, I think I can actually pull it up right now.
Oh, I don't know what
Uh,
you're talking about here. I'm curious.
it's a tweet saying something about like enjoying. Let's see. All right, Pokemon Sun and Pokemon Moon are coming to the Nintendo 3DS the family of systems in late 2016. So I don't think it's going to be an exclusive.
Well, I wasn't saying exclusive, just like
Oh,
extra features. I'm just throwing it
maybe
up in the air. I mean, it could just be that it's an advertising stunt to put the new 3DS in the trailer.
could be. Hopefully, it's not as laggy as X and Y and Oris were. Maybe hopefully they fix
Well,
those
that
frame
could
rate
be a
issues.
feature of the new 3DS, less lag,
Yeah,
because it is more powerful.
it is. Yes.
That's probably what they're also developing it on, so it might be a
Oh,
push to get you to get a new 3DS.
I need to get a new one. So yeah.
I got one, so I'm okay, but yeah, I just thought it was worth mentioning.
Minor
And that's
details.
basically the end of the trailer. They dropped the names on us, and that's when my mind was blown at this point because I wasn't expecting this.
Yeah, I think the majority of people were expecting Pokemon Z
That's what I was expecting.
because there's so much that hasn't been touched upon or answered.
And this trailer happened so fast, you could hardly
It
tell what was
did.
happening without going back and rewinding.
Yeah, that's why you needed to take some time out and glance at the little pictures,
I,
stare at the Blastoise fire truck for 20
yay,
minutes.
Blastoise Fire Truck. Okay, I do want to take a minute to talk about the names. How do you feel about the names?
Uh, well, it's a name. I mean,
Wow, good observation there.
like the Pokemon names have never been anything too extravagant. We started off with Red, Blue, and Yellow, which are just simple colors,
Mm-hmm.
and then we went to Gold, Silver, and Crystal, which are kind of colors,
Like
kind of
ores,
minerals. Yeah, ores, minerals, whatever. And then we go to Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, which are now gems.
mm-hmm.
Diamond and Pearl.
Which
You
are
know,
still
yeah, we're
technically
following
gens.
the pattern.
Yeah.
And we go to Black and White. So now we're back to colors. And then we go to X and Y. So, you know what? Throw your colors and minerals in the trash. Now we're using leathers.
Okay, though. X and Y made sense because X, Y, and Z coordinates on the 3D plane, and it was the first game in 3D. It makes a lot of sense for X and Y. Sun and Moon are just so out there. When I saw the trademark, I thought they were spin-offs.
It seems more like fan-made games or something. Yeah.
I thought they were spin-offs, but this is a new main series game. Like
Yep.
Pokemon is emphasized.
Confirmed.
This is especially with the timeline thing, but they've even said like they're emphasizing a new world with new Pokemon. And I did want to take a moment to talk about the fact that they also put emphasis on Pokemon Bank being used to transfer your Gen 1 stuff from the Virtual Console versions of Red, Blue, and Yellow, transferring them over to Sun and Moon, putting even more emphasis on it being Gen 7. And I think it also mentions you can transfer your X and Y and ORIS stuff over.
Yeah, you have to use Pokebank to transfer all your Gen 6 stuff to these new games, signifying that you can't trade forwards
Yep.
and back, so it's not, the next game of the generation or the whatever. It's a whole new generation, and once you move your stuff forward, there's no going back.
Let's get this quote here. Using Pokemon Bank, you'll be able to transfer Pokemon you've caught in the Nintendo 3DS Virtual Console versions of Pokemon Red, Pokemon Blue, and Pokemon Yellow into your copy of Pokemon Sun or Pokemon Moon. Pokemon from Omega Ruby, Pokemon Alpha Sapphire, Pokemon X, and Pokemon Y can also be brought into Pokemon Sun and Moon in the same way. So that does emphasize that you're gonna have to use Bank to transfer. That's like a huge flag saying, "Hey, look at me, I'm Gen 7."
Yeah.
Like I have almost like 100% certainty that this is not Gen 6.5.
Guess I have to give them $5 again.
I just renewed mine not long ago. So, okay, move.
Actually, I'm gonna touch up on something.
Uh-huh.
It mentioned being able to use Pokebank on the virtual console crap of red, blue, and
Oh,
yellow.
yeah.
There's a whole lot of people theory crafting some new stuff, but if it's just as point and simple, like you can transfer all the Pokemon from those games to our current games, we're gonna have some fun toys to play with. Like Gen 1's TM list is
Gen 1's
crazy.
TMs are stupid.
Like one of their TMs is Fissure, and someone that can learn Fissure happens to be called Machamp. And the cool thing about Machamp is he has the ability called No Guard. So, Choice Scarf, No Guard, Fissure, Machamp win. That's
I'm
all
choking,
I'm
sorry.
saying. You're
Okay.
already fearing it. Like, you're choking over
Yeah,
it.
see?
You're terrified.
Just the thought of it is terrifying. It's
That's
making
gonna
me
be something cool.
die.
If it's just as simple as they made it sound, then expect a bunch of cool Pokemon with like wanky, weird moves. It's gonna be cool.
Choice Scar Fissure, No Guard Machamp, is a go. I'm wondering if you
Self-destruct.
have any control over your natures and your IVs in any way.
I doubt it, but I'm also looking forward to self-destruct Mega Mewtwo X.
Oh no. I forgot about self-destruct being a TM.
But yeah, that's about all I can say on this.
Okay, I did want to bring another thing up, totally irrelevant to the bank stuff. Here we have the Japanese logo. Do you notice anything different in the Japanese logo?
Well, the X and Y versions of the logo, they had the little DNA symbol, which we
Uh-huh.
eventually learned was in correlation with Mega Evolution.
Yep.
Thing that stands out of this one is the flaming Pokeballs and the gems.
They look like little.
Little
They look like little
diamonds.
crystals. They look
Yeah.
like revives. Like this one looks
Well-
exactly like a revive.
Eh,
But this is clearly not a revive.
no, I'm
It's,
dying.
it's contagious.
That
But yeah,
Machamp is terrifying.
we have absolutely no idea what this could signify, but I believe that this is like a little hint at a new feature.
I remember when X and Y were showed, people were suspecting the DNA symbol, which we eventually learned is Mega Evolution, was corresponding with like genes and stuff.
Yeah, like chromosomes.
It proved to be wrong, but kinda.
Yeah, I have no idea what these crystals represent, but I
But they
do
don't
believe
just-
that they're important.
Yeah, they don't
Especially
just
since
tack
they're
on
not
stuff.
in the American logo. I think they're hiding something. Where'd that picture go? Yeah, there it is. Okay. Okay. I think that's about it for discussion. Now let's move on to speculation. What do you want to see in this quote-unquote Gen 7? Let's just call it that for now.
Okay, so in this theoretical Gen 7, the main thing I really want fixed or changed is we're not going back to sprites. Like, there's just no way. They
It'll
spent too
never
much
happen.
time. Yeah, they spent too much time on these models. The models look good. People that complain are just for the sake of complaining. However, there is a little bit of room you can complain in. The flying models.
Oh yeah, the flying models.
Salamence, Tropius, Skarmory, all of them. They're like really awesome designs, but they're ruined by their forever hovering models. In Gen 7, I would like them to obliterate sky battles and just give everyone a ground model.
Sky battles were a unique concept, but did anyone actually do them?
No, I don't think you could do them over Wi-Fi, so they were just in-game stuff, and they were always rigged. I remember every time I did a sky battle, I was always against like an Aerodactyl or a Rotom, something that just
Yeah.
destroys your freaking flying types.
Yep.
So
Although I do have to say, keep Archeops' animation the same. I love Archeops' 3D animation.
he
It's
looks
so
like he's
derpy.
Yeah, he looks like he's struggling to survive.
He looks like he's struggling to stay up in
But-
the air.
Yeah, like ground models for flying Pokemon are already in the game. Like if you get them through like a mystery gift, their Wonder Card thing, it shows them on the ground, and most of them look amazing.
Hmm.
But in game, all we have is their permanently hovering models.
I
and
agree. The hovering looks really stupid, and I hope
Gen
they do
7
fix that.
Please change that.
What I really want to see come back is trainer customization.
Yes.
Boy, oh boy, I love trainer customization, and I was upset when it was gone. I mean, it makes sense that it was gone in Oris.
Yeah, but if they just permanently remove it because it was like a Kalos thing, then that's stupid because it was an awesome feature. I mean, as a kid, like this is probably going to sound racist in some sort of way, but I had a little black friend, we were in like whatever.
It's the
grade we
internet.
were.
They're gonna make it racist if they
I
want
don't
it.
But yeah, like me and Michael, I was white, he was black. We always played the same Pokemon games. I had like red and blue, whatever, and he always had to play as a white guy. And I always just wondered, when are they gonna get, to where you can change your race? And Kalos gave us that, and then took it away.
Yep.
So just having the option is better than not having the option.
Well, I did
So
bring up
please,
that.
Game Freak, bring back races for Michael.
I just like the general like outfit customization. That was my
Yeah,
favorite part. I
it was
love it to
awesome.
look classy. But I did point out in the Pokemon Center there was that third weird building. That could be
Yes,
the fashion center again because it was in the Poke Centers
could
in
be.
X and Y, wasn't it?
Yep,
I think
same
it also they
location
also
too.
had like specified buildings, but for the most part they were also in Pokemon Centers.
Well, yeah, Pokemon Centers had changing rooms. Like you couldn't go buy
Oh,
stuff, but
right,
you could
right. That's
change
what it
your.
was. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what it is in there too, but you can just
So
buy
yes,
clothes in the Poke
trainer
Center.
customization should be brought back. There's no reason for it.
Another
Ugh.
thing I really want brought back, but I don't think it'll happen, is following Pokemon.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. Like it was a whole lot easier when all we had was just little sprites. Models can be a little bit hard, and it might even drop frame rate in certain areas. It'll be an awesome feature to get back, but I'm
I think
not
it's just too
ever.
much work for them to do it again,
Yeah,
especially with
I'm.
3D models and 3D plane.
Yeah, I'm not ever expecting it to come back. It was a nice thing that I wish could be back in every game, but
Yeah, I don't
it's
think it's
it's
gonna.
fine.
I really hope it comes back, but I really don't think it will. Actually, touching back on trainer customization, I'm gonna open this picture back up. Maybe this red is just a trainer dressed up as red.
Either that or they just self-inserted a favorite
Eh,
character.
maybe, but I mean, it's. I'm just throwing
Hmm.
options out there. We don't know anything yet.
Yeah.
But Pokedex, Pokedex size, X and Y. A lot of people were disappointed with X and Y's Pokedex.
Uh, I remember being disappointed at first because it was small, and every generation you want like 300 new Pokemon, and
Mm-hmm.
you want them all to be ridiculously overpowered. However, that's usually not the case. You usually get a handful of really good ones, and the most are just crappy like Dex fillers.
Uh huh.
X and Y wasn't like that. Like, sure, you have some Pokemon that are mediocre at best, kind of like Pyro. Like, they're not bad, but there's always something that does what they do, but better. But like the X and Y Pokédex, most of them are quality.
X
Like,
and
they're
Y's Pokedex.
really
How
good.
big was it? Like 70 something?
70 something, 73, 74, 71, something like that.
What baffles me is that a lot of people compare X and Y's Pokedex to Black and White. But those same people are the ones that complained about all the quote unquote stupid Pokemon in Black and White.
Yeah.
It's never a winner. It's never a winning battle. But
It's two sides of like the same spectrum. If you get 150 new Pokemon, half of them are going to be crap. Some of the designs you're going to complain about nonstop.
mhm.
While Generation 6, most of the designs were really solid. There's only a few Pokemon I can actually say I disliked. You know, Aromatisse. I think that's like
Yeah,
the main one I don't like. But every other one's like really good.
I was actually gonna say something. Uh, I was actually a little bit disappointed in X and Y's Pokedex size, but like you just said, I actually love a lot of the designs in X and Y, so it balances out.
Yeah.
Like I would rather have
They went
quality over
yeah,
quantity,
exactly. They went quality over quantity with them.
and
And
I
most
hope
of
they
the
do
Pokemon
that
do
again with
something good.
Sun and Moon. Like as long as they don't skimp too much on the Pokedex, like give us at least like 60 to 70 Pokemon each generation.
Yeah.
Like 100 would be great if you can like minimize the dex filler. Like there's always gonna be the crap,
Yeah, like
but
the regional rat
heck,
and the
even
regional
like
bird.
even the regional rat and birds were good in X and Y. Like
They
Talonflame's a
were.
monster, Diggersby is a monster, Vivillon
Yeah.
was pretty good.
Yep. Everything was good.
Yeah, everything in X and Y was good. Do that again with Sun and Moon. That was awesome.
Yeah, so you don't always need a huge Pokédex. I'm fine with a smaller one if it's quality over quantity.
But I did want to mention Mega Evolutions. Do you think they're gonna expand on it and keep it going?
They should, and they should do it right. We don't need more Mega Evolutions for like the Lucarios and the Garchomps, the stuff that's already strong without it.
I
We
agree.
need them for the stuff that is irrelevant, the stuff that's never picked, unless that Pokemon just straight up needs a regular evolution.
I was just about to say that. I do not want to see Mega Evolutions for not fully evolved Pokemon anymore. Like, I was so hoping for a Mawile evolution in X and Y, and it got its Mega, which I still use. I main a Mega Mawile on my team, and I love it. But that means it's never going to get an evolution unless they
Yeah,
pull something out of their butts.
Like I feel like something like Mega Absol probably should have been the evolution. You could take off like 20 or so base stat points, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, like Absol's pretty trash. Let's be real. He's one of my favorite Pokemon, but he's just trash.
Yep.
Mega Absol's slightly better trash.
It's like the fancy trash. It's like the trash you find outside of a rich guy's house.
Yeah. So if a crappy Pokemon like Ledian, Stantler, or whatever get a Mega Evolution, that's ridiculous. Just
Oh, I think a
because
Mega Ledian would be awesome.
it's just
It
ridiculous
grows like 50
because
arms.
yeah, it's just stupid because they could use an evolution more. And I don't know. I've always liked cross gen evolutions. A lot of people are saying that Game Freak's going to stop because of the item Eviolite. I don't think Game
Eviolite's
Freak.
not that broken.
No, I don't think Eviol. I don't think Game Freak's gonna completely stop making cross gen evolutions solely because Eviolite. If they hated Eviolite that much, they'd remove it.
I do think they might stop doing cross-gen evolutions because of mega evolutions, and
Yes, that
that's
is
what
the
I'm
only.
worried about.
Yes, that is the only reason. Why make something a new evolution if we can just slap a Mega on it?
Yeah, I'm really worried about that, and I hope they don't do that. But I'm
So
all for giving third stages megas or
yes,
stuff that just like won't even benefit from an evolution, stuff that absolutely no one cares about.
yeah. So if they do Mega evolutions right and give them to the Pokemon that deserve it more than the ones that just are popular, I'm all for it.
I'm wondering, Sun and Moon. Do you think Umbreon and Espeon can get a mega?
I mean, Espeon's my
Eh.
favorite evolution, so I'm down
Umbreon's
for it.
my favorite Pokemon. I would love a Mega Umbreon, but I
I
don't know
don't.
if they'd do that because
Yeah.
Eevee's so like weird, and they'd have to give an Mega for every evolution, and that would be kind of redundant
Yeah,
after a
there's like
while.
7 or 8 of them now.
Yeah, it's pretty
But
redonkulous. But let's talk about this a
oh
second.
no, no, I got it.
Huh?
Mega Soul Rock and Mega
I was
Lunatone.
just about to say, what other Pokemon can you think that are related to the Sun and the Moon? Solrock and
Bellossom and
Lunatone.
Bellossom and Vileplume.
Are they related to the Sun and the Moon? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they are. We
Uh,
have, well, I guess it's more of a moon, but Cresselia and Darkrai is a moon duo.
yeah, they're just New Moon and
Yeah.
uh, whatever Full Moon.
What are some other sun? Maybe like Groudon?
Nah,
I don't think so, but I mean, I'm just throwing out ideas.
I don't know. I'm not really drawn. Like, there's a handful of Pokemon that are revolving
And I'm
around the
sure there's
sun.
going to be new ones. I'm actually really curious what the legendaries are going to be like. I like the logo, especially the moon logo.
Yeah,
Looks really cool.
they look pretty nice, but I don't know. There's like the trailer is really small. There's not a whole lot we can
Yeah, there's not
really
a whole
talk
lot we can
about.
talk about. Is there anything else in the speculation field that you wanna toss out there?
Honestly, not right now.
I think we've covered just about everything we can
Like, there's
think of
only
right now.
so much we can talk about with the
With
very
like a
limited
20-second,
material.
yeah, the 20-second trailer.
I don't know. I'm excited for it. I
I'm
can't wait
very
to see
excited.
more.
I do want to say that I wasn't entirely ready for it. Like I
No,
was
it just
actually
came out.
talking about this with you recently.
Yeah.
I was expecting slash wanting. I wanted Z this year. Which where the heck is Z?
We need it. They left so much unanswered in Kalos, and a lot of people had problems with Kalos, but I loved Kalos. It
I
was
did
a fun
too.
adventure.
It was
The
a
pacing
good
got the pacing got
refresh of the
really bad.
series.
Yeah, the pacing got really bad once you got Mega Evolution, but like the first 5 6 hours of the game were amazing, and then they kind of speeded up to get some
Heck, I,
progress
I
done.
had fun the whole time. I played Y for like 500 hours after like the month or two it came out.
Oh yeah, like I played the crap out of it. I loved it, but I don't
Most
know.
of that was breeding, but that's I still
That's a
had
whole
fun
nother.
with the game for a very long time.
Yeah,
It was definitely something else.
but there's so much more I'd like to see in Kalos. The whole Zygarde stuff, more from Team Flare. Lysandre's like, he's bro. He did nothing wrong.
Don't even go there, man. But I did want to touch up on it. Some people are saying Sun and Moon are Gen 6.5 in regards to the South Kalos theory. What do you think about that?
I
I
don't know
think it's
too
a load
much.
of crap. I
Yeah,
don't
I
think
don't.
that's anything to do with that.
I try to stay away from fan theories because most of them are just like grasping at straws. But I don't know. If it's like Gen 6.5, just like the other half of the Kalos story, I guess that's fine. That's not what I was expecting. I mean, I'm gonna play it.
I think
There's
it's
like no
too
doubt
far
about
out there to be like we said earlier. There's just so much leading to this to be like
Yeah,
Gen
so much.
7.
Yeah, so much is pointing at Gen 7, and that kind of upsets me because, like I said, I want to see more from Kalos. There's so much more stories that could be grasped at. There's just, I'm
Here's
not
just
ready to
hoping
move
we get
on.
Z this summer.
I don't know.
I don't
I'm not
either.
ready to move on, but it looks like that choice is made for me already.
Yeah, like what I was saying before I got caught off by the Z is I wanted Gen 7, wanted slash expected Gen 7 next year, 2017. I had like almost 100% certainty in my mind that it was not going to come out this year. It was just too soon. But here it is, and we still don't have Z. So who knows what Game Freak's thinking right now?
I don't know. They've been trying a lot of stuff lately, so
Yeah, they have
for the
been
better,
changing up
for
the
the
series
worse.
a lot. All we can really do is stick around and see what happens.
Yeah,
Can you think of
that's
anything else to add?
no. Other than just can't wait for more information because
When's
like
Koro Koro
every
supposed to come out?
yeah, like usually around the beginning of the month. So when people start hyping up Koro Koro and all that stuff, that's like the best time to be a Poke fan.
Yeah.
Just
I
gotta ride the
remember
hype
X
train.
and Y was a wild ride whenever
I
it was.
loved it.
Oh man, I was up watching that Japanese show just to catch little clips. I would stay up all night just to catch Koro Koro scans.
It's the best time to be a Poke fan.
Oh yeah, when new games are announced, today was a good day.
It
I
was.
honestly wasn't expecting something like this,
Nope.
and it's
I
really
ex-
good that it happened.
I expect to just get a little bit of news of like Pokemon Go and then if I was lucky, a 20, 30-second clip of Pokemon Z, but we got this
Exactly, that's exactly what I was gonna say. But that's about all we can really say about it, unless
for
you have
now.
any last minute additions.
Nah, that's all. Well, no.
What were you
I
about to say?
was gonna say that moon symbol for Pokemon Moon kind of looks like a Lunatone, but nah.
It kind of looks like the oh crap, the logo on one of the balls. I think it might be like the moon ball actually.
Maybe. But regardless.
Yeah, that's irrelevant. We're dragging this on too long. We will be bringing coverage of this anytime something new comes out. We're always on the ball when it comes to Pokemon announcements, so you can be sure that we're gonna get this stuff out as soon as
Like
possible.
this video itself was going to be a little bit later than probably most everyone else, but that's just because today, other than the Pokemon news, it's just been a hectic day.
And we were not prepared for this at
No.
all. Like I said, I got a new hard drive, and I had to like throw together a makeshift recording setup to get this to work, so we can
Yeah,
get this out to you guys today.
yeah, my computer's fried, so I'm over here using a toaster that can somehow connect to Wi-Fi.
But yeah, we assure you that as more information comes out for this, we will cover it for you guys. If you like this video, go ahead and leave your thoughts in the comments and go ahead and share it around. It helps us out a lot. Anything you want to say before we sign out?
No, there's not much else we can say. Just stay tuned.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time we hear any news. Later.
See ya.